Hello everyone, I hope you all are well. Today I am going to answer a question by one of my YouTube subscribers. A few days ago I posted a video when 8th house owner does good, and I saw a very interesting and unique question. The subscriber is Ganesh Ramakrishnan, and I'm just reading off his comment. Hello, awesome video once again. Just a quick question. What would happen if the 8th house owner is empty without any planet? What would that mean for the implications? Well, and I informed Ganesh, so I actually replied the comment saying that it's a good question. I shall definitely make a video on it. And this is the video responding to Ganesh's question. So, 8th house is the house, it's a Dustana house, negative. So it does present you with all the things that you do not need in this life, like pain, diseases, accidents, litigation, court cases, enemies, uh, dishonor, bad reputation, bad name, family disputes, sibling rivalry, and a heap of other stuff. So things that you actually can do without in this world. It's all bundled together in sixth and eighth houses. So sixth and eighth house has uh, a combination of those two. Anyway, I am going to show you all two examples of two charts, and we will look through them in detail, especially about the eighth house. So here is the first chart. Right, so we can say this person is born on the 15th of April 1992, and I just put here midnight. So this is just a sample, it's not a real client of mine. So born at midnight in Chennai, and we can see that it's a Dhanasa Lakna, Simha Rasi, Uttaram Natchatram. And with the Rasi, you have Jupiter there, which is the most benefic planet, and that is the Lakna Lord itself, Jupiter. But in the Laknam, you have Rahu. First and second house, you've got two malefic planets. So you've got Saturn in the second house, and third house as well, malefic. But Guru is looking at the third house and the first house. Third house is Savai. I mean, occupant is Savai, and um, Guru actually is friends with Savai. And fourth house, you've got Mercury Venus. Fifth house, Sun, which is the owner of Simham. And opposite of the Laknam, seventh house, you've got Kedu. Right, so you can see house number 6 is empty, house number 8 is empty, house number 10, 11, 12, all empty. Right, so this is one example. Take note though that house number 8, the owner is Moon, right? Because that house number 8 is Kadagam, owner is Moon, and Moon is pushed to the next house, house number 9. He's in Bhakyam, all right? So house number 9 is a positive house. It's one of the Purva Punya Sthana, one of the three corners, right? And it's in a positive stance with Jupiter there. Now let's look at a second example. In this year, so again, I simply generated this chart. Someone born on the 15th of March 2023, just about a month ago, at 5 a.m. at Chennai. And the reason why I put 5 a.m. instead of midnight is so that I can group in the Lagna, I've got the three planets, Sun, Saturn, and Mercury over there. So I'm just trying to show that Lugnam is again very malefic because Suryan and Sun and Saturn, they are mortal enemies and they are in the Lugnam. And you've got Mercury there, who happens to be the eighth house owner. Again, eighth house is empty and you can see several houses. Let's look at all of them. House number 4, house number 6, 7, 8, 11, 12. Empty houses. So if you've got a few scattered and a few accumulated planets like Venus and Rahu in the third house, you've got Sun, Mercury, Saturn in the Lagna, right? So eighth house owner in this instance is Buddha or Mercury is in the Lagnam. So Lagnam is you can think of it as being destroyed, right? So it's not in a positive stance. Anyway, nothing good is happening there. And when Mercury Dasa or Bhukti happens, you can expect really troublesome uh, effects. Now, let us look at the position of planet or the ownership of houses. Which planet owns which house in the Vedic system, in the Vedic astrological system. So I'm just going to push out and give you a empty South Indian chart with the 12 bhavas, and I'm just going to show you which planet owns the 12 houses. So you've got 9 planets. Rahu and Ketu do not own any houses, any bhavas, so you only have 7 planets owning houses. And Sun and the Moon, they own um, 1 house each as such. So you've got Kadagam and Simham. Then you've got Mercury, which owns 2 houses over there. You've got Venus next, owns 2 houses. And you've got Mars, owns Vrichagam and Mesham. Yeah, the fiery planet, and they are over there. You've got Jupiter, which owns 2 Ubeya's houses there. And then you've got the shadow planet Saturn at the far corner of Sun and the Moon. So you've got the 2 luminary um, planets on this side, and then you've got the dark planet, single planet, which owns 2 houses side by side. So Saturn has got a positive energy in a malefic nature. Positive energy means it is strong. It's got Stanabalam. And Saturn is the only planet in the Vedic system that owns 2 houses side by side. So when Saturn actually transits the house of Magaram and Kumbham, which are this house essentially. Change of color here, that'll be helpful. Good. So yeah, and to actually transit these 2 houses, it'll take somewhere between 5.5 to 6 years of Earth years, that is. So Saturn is a very slow planet and it takes a long while to move about. Anyhow, these are the natural ownership of the 12 bhavas by planet. So it is okay when houses are empty. What I'm trying to say at this point is you have to see for, in this example, for the 8th house owner, let's say in one of the examples, let's go back to the chart. Right, so you've got, yep, the first example, 8th house owner, born on the 15th of April 1992. 8th house is owned by the moon. Moon is moved to the next house. So we are looking at the owner of the 8th house. Kadagam owner is the moon. It is in a positive stance, right? It is growing moon. That means from Amavasa, it is actually gaining some light. When it goes to Tulam, it'll be full moon, but in this instance, it's next to Jupiter, which is its friend. It's in the friendly house, Simham, which moon kind of likes. And the sun likes moon and Jupiter to be in his house. So these are all positive traits. This is house number 9. Right. And then in the second instance, the 8th house owner, Mercury, you have to look at where its position. It's in the Lagna. In Sunny's house, which is its friend, right? And you would also have to take note that it's got Stanabalam, right? It's got Dikbalam. Mercury is actually in a positive way, positive stance, uh, next to Jupiter and Mercury. They gain full Dikbalam in the first house, but that is secondary when compared to um, the light, right? So what I mean by light is Jyotidam or Jyotish. It's all about light, as per the word Jyotish itself, right? Which means light in Sanskrit. So this is a science of light. So what you experience in life, positive, negative effects, it all can be put into a framework, which is called astrology or Vedic sciences or Jyotish, so the science of light. So we have to look at light in all of the 12 houses, light or darkness. Simple view is that, or simple understanding is that when there is darkness in that particular house and you're running that house's dasa or bhukti, you are going to go through a negative experience. Or if there's a lot of light in that house, positive energies, Jupiter, Sukra, Venus is in that house, or full moon, for example, in that house, you would have essentially a good time when that dasa or bhukti of that particular house happens. So Mercury in this house, there are two rivals, Sun and Saturn, fighting. So Mercury is not in a strong position. Dikbalam is there next to Jupiter. So meaning that there's a lot of heartache. You will have financial uh, troubles, expenses for your father, or you may lie a lot to your father, or your father may lie to you, and there's a lot of disputes, right? So communication, because Mercury represents communication, so communication with father is hindered, right? Communication is actually broken down. You do not really talk to him that well. You actually use foul language to your father. You treat him like a friend, and there is no sense of respect going on. And your father really doesn't help you. He hasn't actually been a father, right? So that is one manner of looking at it. The other, and all this happens when during Surya Dasa, not Sunny Dasa. Sunny Dasa is you cheating your father. You are all about, because Sunny is a planet which is all about taking the shortcuts, cheating, lying, yeah, shortcuts, right? Under table, illegal means. And when Sunny Dasa happens, opposite to Surya Dasa, when Sunny Dasa happens, you want to cheat your father. Your father has got wealth, and now you are rewriting the will without your father's knowledge, for instance. So stuff like that. Anyway, I hope that I've answered your question, Ganesh, in the sense that if there is an empty house, look at where the house owner is, and then look at Sthana Balam, right? Look at the light versus darkness of that house, right? Even the eighth house, as you're saying, which planet is looking at it? You've got Jupiter looking at the eighth house in this instance, which is good. That means you have dealings with foreign lands. You may not essentially stay in a foreign land. You may not migrate to a foreign land because your 12th house is not strong. Also owned by Sun, first in the 12th house. But business ties, because house number two is income. Jupiter represents income as well. So you've got the planet and the element of the second house, both are aligned and is looking at the eighth house, Mercury. So meaning that it is a communication with external countries, foreign lands, and you're able to secure business dealings and make money. So this is an overarching view. And when would that happen? Guru Dasa, Buddhan Bhukti, Jupiter Dasa, Mercury Bhukti, or Mercury Dasa, Jupiter Bhukti. And then you have to look at the next upcoming Dasa Bhukti systems. Anyhow, so a long answer to answer a long answer for a short question: what happens in empty houses? So I hope you are happy with my response, Ganesh, and we will talk more soon, everyone. Thank you, and I wish you all the best.